Hello, you guys. What the heck? That music, did that sound weird to you? Was it like totally messed up or was that just on my end? Hey Tia, hey Nadie, hey Amanda, Amber, hey Tony. Let's see. Mars, how are you? Thank you guys for being here. Hey Amanda, hey Chris. I know I saw Melissa Jade. Hey Glowbug, hey Cool Gamer, Glenjamin. Thank you guys for being here. Hey Shamara. Hey, Mrs. O. Hey, Jinjoya, Dave G. It was okay. It sounded fun. Okay. Well, guys, you guys that are going to be mods over on the second channel, so Nay, Tia, LFT, Punksy, Amber wants to. Tomorrow, since there is no court, I'm going to organize and plan out our first show, which will probably be within a couple days after tomorrow. So I'm really, really excited to get, started over there. Hey, blessings to all. Hi, Mandy TNT. Hey, Danny B. Y'all, I'm sitting outside. The lighting is awful out here, so I'm not going to leave the camera on, but it is, let me check the weather. It's like 75 degrees. It was 85 today, and my car is out of Freon. Yeah, 75, and it was so hot. Hold on. At nighttime, yes, that's what I'm talking about. How many of you guys, yay, thank you, Amber. Thank you, Tia. Hey, Maria, how many of you guys were watching today? Well, I probably shouldn't. I don't actually smoking on camera for some reason. I don't know why. But whether you were watching today or not, if you weren't, I'll bring you all the info. And if you were, we're going to talk about all the craziness the air is on. Yep, Tia here too. Wait. It's been in the 30s and 40s here every day and rain every day. Oh my gosh, Amber. Oh, I freeze. Hey, Mo. I see you guys every day, every 5 minutes. I'm not saying hi. Well, sorry. Hey, Amelia. I was watching, but I did miss a bitch. I didn't miss her. Hey, Mandy. Hey, Savvy's aunt. Yeah, it was okay. So yeah, today was it was tough. I'm watching every day. Me too. Hey Marina girl. Hey Riddler. Leanne, it's called Real Talk with Alex. I need to actually put it in the Nightbot, but oh, thank you, Rule. I appreciate that. All right, so let me see. We're just going to go ahead and get started. Let me get to my notes because I took a bunch of them today. I've got some pictures we're going to look at. I'm going to show you some of the things they were talking about at certain parts. But I got to get to the correct place. Hey, Pointer Lover. Phone calls, which we're still going through the phone calls today. So let me see where we stopped. Okay, second call. Got it. Oh, holy cow, you guys. There is a freaking huge frog. It's like 4 inches long. Oh, my God. Scary. Hey, True Crime Crazy. Hey, LFT. Oh, thank you, Modine. Don't kill those looks with the cigs. I need to stop smoking. Hey, LFT. I meant to click on that when I clicked on Modine's. I want to stop smoking. It's just tough. But yeah. Okay, so what a long day. It's kind of hard for me to get my brain all the way back to the very beginning of today's hearing. I'm also going to let's go ahead and pull up Facebook so that we have the things that we need to look at. Okay, so we started with the second call today. And I'll tell you, today was very different than than the other call, right? Today we started to hear Gannon, we started to hear Al really, really speak up. He's had enough at that point. And I got to admit, it was nice to hear. Yeah, there's no court tomorrow, Amber. Amber, by the way, I was wrong. I said he was found at the beginning of April. And I don't know why. I think she was arrested at the beginning of April. He was found March 17th. I think she was arrested and that's why I got it confused. But hey, headphones. Yeah, the frog. He's gonna hang out with us. Hey, Steph, good to see you. So yeah, Al is totally different. His demeanor is so different on the second call that we started with today. It was less than 10 minutes. He starts yelling at her, "You got information about my son." All right, on the call, he gets mad. He's fed the F up. Letecia asked him, did you even call the guy to ask about immunity? Like, Al can give her immunity. And he's like, I'm not the prosecutor. And she's like, well, you're my husband. She really frustrates me with that immunity. It's like, lady, all you're worried about is you. This man's child is out there missing, and all you're worried about is you. So then he says no, because it's all an effing lie. There's no dude. Prove me wrong. He said, this was a comment I thought was really interesting. He says, you really want to be better than Landon, and I tell you all the time you are. There was a huge, jealousy issue with Landon. By the way, today in court, her attorney did underhandedly attack Landon, which had me mad. I was mad, you guys, because he starts asking questions like, well, we'll get to it, but I'll just go ahead and tell you. He starts asking questions about, were you concerned that there were drugs in Landon's house, and just things like that, just like that have nothing to do with what happened to Gannon at all. We all know he already admitted in the opening statement it was Letecia who did this, but yet, yeah, he's doing that for just to attack a mom who's there, oh, it made me mad, y'all. But anyways. Let's see. She says, I was there, Albert. I'll give you his name, I swear. Then we have another call. Now she says in the call that when Gannon, all this happened, her hands were behind her back. You really hear how many different stories that she tells, and he just goes off. He's like, this is bullshit. He said, all he wants is his son back. That's literally all he cares about. And that it shows because he really watched himself and his temper to keep her talking. So there's one part where he says, I don't want nothing bad to happen to anyone. I just want my son back. I don't know. I wrote that a little funky. But she says, well, I tried to help you get him back because he hadn't asked for immunity for her yet. She was almost saying like, I tried. You won't do what I asked. Bitch, really? We're talking about a missing baby. Then he says something to her. Did y'all hear this part? So on their phone call, Al says he mentions the recording. You know the recording where Gannon says, I'm just worried about my burns? That we heard in the beginning. We didn't hear the burns part. But now we have that little piece of the puzzle. Al says this. That recording was bullshit. That is the same thing you do to me, and that's abuse. I was like, yes, tell her ass, because it is abuse. The way she treated him, talking about selling the couch and stuff. Oh my God, Stephanie, I was so mad with her crying, with her little fake crying. Like, Then she says, then there's another call, right? And all these calls happen between the 13th and the 14th. But on this call, she calls and she says, okay, I'm ready to tell the truth. But these are my words, okay? But it's basically just like this. I'm ready to tell the truth, but if you know it's an accident, are you going to stand by me? And he's like, yeah. Oh, and then she starts wailing, crying. I'm sorry for all the stories. I didn't know what to do. Hey, Shanna Banana. Hey, Shanna Banana. Hey, Spicy Sugar. Princess Megan Elsa. Maria, you heard it. If immunity means life in prison, then yes, you get all the immunity. So then, she says, I'm sorry for all the stories. Are you going to stand by me? Like she's going to tell the truth now, right? And then she gives this whole other story. It's impossible to follow, and that's what I write in my notes. But there is one key part about Gannon getting injured. Now, this is the first indication of a head injury. This is the first time that we hear anything about a head injury, or Dad hears anything about it. Hey, Charnel, not your average advocate. Hey, Will to be. Hey, Christine. Hey, Amanda. Good to see you. I didn't realize that was you because the first one didn't have your picture. Yeah, Melissa, really. So it's nice that we get tomorrow not to do this because, one, I need to catch up with Lori Vallow and plan Real Talk. I have an Easter egg hunt at Bentley School. And then just to decompress from this. So, all right, let's continue. Al cries when discussing Letecia not allowing Lana in the house. Al and the DA get into Letecia planning the trips and setting up the itinerary and following the itinerary. So the DA wanted to make a point, basically. He says, did you guys go on a lot of vacations? Yes, we did. Who planned those vacations? The defendant. Who organized everything? Were you able to make it to places on time? Yes. So he basically was showing that she's able to mentally handle that. Then we go into cross-examine. Let me tell you, this is when I got angry. First, he starts with when they first met, 2014. Then he goes straight into this. You were going through a divorce? And you were in the military. And did you guys play softball? Landon, Al, and Letecia, they all played softball together. We knew this, okay? And this is when he starts to bring up safety concerns and drug use with Landon and Mike. The prosecution does object, but the judge says, I think I know where he's going with this. And, that was a really frustrating moment. Oh, thank you, Stace. I've been watching your videos lately and I love them. Thanks for all the time and effort you put into them. Thank you, Stace, so much. You guys, I will say, I'm not going to, I'm watching every second of this. I will, I really will try, my best. I still will get things wrong, forget things, all that kind of stuff. Hey, Aziz. Listening to those calls made me sick to my stomach. Hey, Jordan. I know, me too. That's why we need tomorrow. Thank you, Modine. I wish I knew shorthand. I didn't even know what shorthand was. And when I went with Mom to the doctor yesterday, it was like an hour away. And we were talking about taking notes watching the trial. And she took shorthand, like a college class of shorthand. And I'm like, what the heck is that? She's like, it's where you shorten words. It's basically for situations like this. Do any of you guys know that? Tess, I am majorly exhausted. You know shorthand, Mo? I hope she gets 10 lifetimes in jail. Okay, so then, Landon, the safety concerns. So Letecia was a primary custodian for a point in time in Myrtle Beach. And the lawyer likes to point out that at that point in time, Al was more comfortable letting Landon watch them letting Letecia watch the kids than Landon. And in my notes, I wrote, piss me TF off. Then they talk about Alaska. And, to me, that's pointless. When you look, you guys know, I don't know how many of you guys, because, we don't, I can guarantee you that most of you, at least like 60% of you, have either been through a bad custody battle or you know someone who has, right? And that gets really nasty. Oh my God, you are so young asking about shorthand. I'm 33, so I'm not young, but you did shorthand, Leanne? How cool. Courtroom stenographers write in shorthand. That is really cool. Your mom still writes it. Wow. Yeah, I need to learn that because mom was like, it's awesome. You need it. I don't know why they quit teaching it. So anyways, then they talk about Alaska and the lawyer, because remember, it was pointed out that Letecia manipulated them out of Alaska. Well, today the lawyer's like, well, doesn't she come from like basically a warmer area? She comes from the Carolinas and it's warm here. And, she likes the beach and she likes activities. And in Alaska, they don't have all that. So whatever, fair enough, but I'm sure she manipulated the situation. Then he goes into this photo again and their hike at the Garden of the Gods. This photo proves nothing. To me, it looks like some girl doing the duck face, like a Kim K wannabe. I get what I can see where Al's coming from, right? Look at her. She's like, I can't stand when girls do that. I got to turn on my camera. Like this face in pictures like that. That is not a pretty face. Like, what are you doing? Smile. I don't know. Oh, so frustrating. But it's not pretty. Thank you, Melissa. That is not the way, you guys. No, not you guys, but Letecia. Yeah, the duck lips. When Al asked for them to take the photo away when they left it in front of him. So sad. Well, to me, this photo shows a girl full of herself, posing for the camera, looking at herself, and two kids photobombing her. That's what it shows. Goes to Delia. Wondering some. I'm sure you look beautiful doing that. But I'm just saying, a smile is prettier, okay? That this was Gannon's last day. Well, it was his last full day, yep. And look how beautiful he is. Look how happy. Then it was pretty funny, Al and this lawyer, right? Because they were like butting heads. And like Al was like, anytime the lawyer would try to quote him or, I don't know. Al he wasn't having it. He was not having it. So at one point, the lawyer's like, didn't you say that Letecia was intelligent? And Al's like, did I say that? It was pretty funny. Then the lawyer points out that in these calls, so he's trying to give more weight to the argument that she was legally insane, which remember, that means that she was so legally or mentally impaired that she did not know right from wrong. But he points out her saying, I felt like I was dreaming, I was blacking out in the calls where she's given all the different stories about her and Gannon being attacked and Gannon getting his head injury and stuff. She does say things like, I try to remember, or I play it in my mind and I play it in my head over and over again. And the lawyer points that out as if it gives weight to the argument that she has the mental issues. The fact that she says, when I woke up from the state of confusion, or it was a blur, or it felt like a dream. She says at one point in the call, Tisha doesn't know where Gannon is. I didn't hear that. Did you guys hear that in the call? Tisha didn't know where Gannon is. Then he asked, Al caught a mistake that he made with the date. That was pretty funny. But you can tell by Al his behavior on this stand and on these phone calls. He came here to the court and to that phone call for one thing and one thing only. to find his son. That's it. And you can tell. Melissa, did Letecia say on one of the phone calls, Tisha, like, did she call herself Tisha? Did she speak in third person? Tisha doesn't know where Gannon is. She's trying to say she doesn't know right from wrong, yet she constantly weaves story after story to try to cover her own white ass. Yep. You can tell by the fact that she has a damn answer for everything. It's obvious that she's mentally competent enough to manipulate somebody. He made the mistake of asking me who I was listening to. Oh, welcome, Glowbug. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Then the lawyer says this. Sometimes Mrs. Stauch likes to refer to herself as Taylor. And that blew my mind because you can see him lay in the work for this. I think Melissa Jade may be right. And this dissociative identity disorder is the path they're going to take. And hold tight because it's not like it seems. But the lawyer makes it seem like Letecia sometimes calls herself Taylor. He talks about, the way that she suffered growing up and that kind of stuff. He asked Al if she had mood swings or lots of jobs in a short period of time. Talks about her seeing a doctor for mental health in 2019. And this is one thing I did want us to talk about. In 2019, she was prescribed lorazepam. That's Ativan. So what? That doesn't mean anything. Many people are prescribed Ativan. That's not a mood stabilizer. That's not an antipsychotic. It is a literal benzodiazepine, and all it does is help with anxiety. That does not mean that that has nothing to do and does not show at all that she's legally insane. Then it was time for the redirect of Al. And I thought that Michael Allen did a fantastic job at turning things around. So Michael Allen asked Al, so you said Letecia was good at softball, because that was one thing the lawyer said when they were on the softball thing. And he said, so was she, and Al said, yeah. And he said, was she good at strategy? And no, was she good at, following the rules and doing it right? Was she good at strategy? And Al said, well, she was a coach. So it showed her mental, ability. Then he asked if she could make a Denver omelet. And Al says, we might get Chick-fil-A. I was like, get her. Yeah, it does not mean that at all. Thank you, Amber. That's exactly. I know many people who are prescribed anxiety medication. That has nothing to do. That's just, look, if she had been prescribed antipsychotics in the past, that would be one thing. Michael Allen said, did she ever run out into the road naked, screaming and yelling? Then they talk about the rental car for a second, and then the Taylor situation comes back up. So remember, her lawyer says that Letecia refers to herself as Taylor. So Al said when they met, her Facebook said Tisha Taylor Harden. And he knew her middle name was Lynn, and he questioned her about it. And she said, I hate my middle name. I wish my middle name was Taylor. I want to change it. It was nothing like an alt or another personality or something like that. It literally was, I don't like my name. I like this one better. It's a cute name. And then Michael Allen asked, did she ever use the word Taylor when mad or going crazy or losing her mind? Hey, Purple People Eater. Okay, so now witness number 2. This was Macon Ponder was his name, and he was a bridge inspector. I think I have something of his right here. I posted a little video of him today, but here's that Quincy Bernard Brown. And guess what, you guys? Remember, she gives the story with this Quincy guy. Just to go back for just a second, he was at the time wanted and on the front page of the wanted people in their town. So it was pretty easy. That's why Al, when they're on the phone, he's like, so you Googled it? I can Google too, but okay. then we get on to the, like I said, the bridge inspector, and he at that point describes Escambia River Bridge. This is the bridge where Gannon was found, and this is actually a photo from an article when he was found. The water, if you continue up to here, you would get to water, but she just threw him over the edge here. But this is where there's a pull-off spot. So I'm going to show you another picture of it because it makes a little bit more sense as to why she did that when you see this. So there's nowhere really to pull off on the road, but there's this spot. So it makes me think maybe that's why she thought that it would get into the water. They do reference a hotel at one point and how close it is. And we've heard rumor that her hotel was quite close to where Gannon was found. So I'll be curious to find out about that. But this is another picture of that bridge. Now let me show you another one. This is the Escambia River Bridge, not to be confused with the Escambia Bay Bridge, which is a big bridge. You can vent all you want, Mama Bear, because I hate her too. I've said that many times. Like, I cannot believe I hate someone I don't know at all. Hey, Lisa. Okay, so, and then one more picture. Let me show you guys just for like reference and so that we have it. This is Escambia River here, the one on the left, okay? That's where he was found. Now let me go back. I'm going to go back to the one from when Gannon was found. Okay, so he was asked, then he describes, they get right immediately into when they found the suitcase. And he was actually the one who opened the suitcase, and he starts to describe the smell and that he saw 2 little feet with football socks. So we're going to watch just a quick clip of that I took. This poor man. I cannot imagine. I thought about this today when I was, watching and clipping this. I'm like, I can't imagine finding that and how that would change your life.
The rest
Now,
of it.
the court, like, it was glitching, and there's nothing I could do about that, but it still shows him, and we can hear it, and yeah, but his mouth is not exactly always lining up.
Rest of it. The smell was so overpowering. We kind of took a step back, and the first thing I remember seeing was just 2 little feet, and that had little football socks on them. The best I remember, I remember there being little socks on them. And before anything else happened, we couldn't really make out what it was. Matt dumped the suitcase over, and of course we initially immediately knew it was a body. But after looking at it, it was we couldn't tell male or female, boy or girl. We didn't know. A lot of black hair. And then I turned away.
What was the size of this suitcase? Do you remember?
Roughly the size of a checked bag. It wouldn't have been it was too big to be a carry-on, but roughly the size of an older checked bag suitcase. Rest of it. The smell was so overpowering.
Okay. There's really no point in cross-exam, but he did do it anyways. Let me see. Or did he not? I put no point in cross-exam. I'm pretty sure the only one he didn't cross-examine was witness number 5, but then he did come back and redirect anyway. But okay, we're going to go on to the next person, which was Jason Yoder. He was an Escambia County police officer. And his testimony was about finding Gannon. He's the one who points out Candlewood Suites, a hotel that's when they point out the hotel. So it'll be interesting to see. So let's keep an eye out for Candlewood Suites in the trial. It was really sad because he talks about how they identified Gannon and how, first they looked for, missing kids in the area, and no one looked like Gannon or like this body that they found. And then someone in the office brought him a flyer, and it was Gannon, and he was able to see his little teeth. And if you see Gannon's little teeth, he had 2 bigger front teeth and a big space in the middle. And the officer said that was something that stood out to him that made him think, yes, this is this young man. Hey, Ethel. I love you. Thank you. Me too, Melissa. I do too. It's crazy. So, talks about Gannon's teeth, and then he talks about the clothes he was wearing and the bedding that was found. Then it's time for cross-exam. At that point, Letecia's lawyer gets up and he's like, is this bridge the biggest bridge in Pensacola? Pensacola? And he's like, no, there are way bigger bridges. And he's like, what about this bridge? Isn't it much bigger? And isn't it over water that's this deep? How deep is that river? Oh, it's 30 feet or whatever. He's trying to make a point that why would she dump him here if there were so many other places? But her hotel was possibly very close by. Maybe that's why. Maybe there's another reason. But that don't mean shit. It's like, oh, I push you off a 10-foot building and someone's like, well, that building over there is 20 foot. There's no way that she pushed her off that building. She would have pushed her off the 20 foot. No, that is just dumb. The defense stuttered and stumbled a lot today. I agree, blessings to all. And you know what? I almost have a little bit of sympathy and empathy for him because he probably is hated and not looked at in the eye and those kind of things. I hope that when I saw that, Amber, I saw that. I couldn't make it out. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's when they show the picture with the blankets. I don't even know if the suitcase was in it because he's like, what's in that picture? And he goes, that's the bedding and the body. But anyways, I know exactly what you're talking about. And you could see in the background and you could tell it wasn't good. But my eyes, like I couldn't make it out. Yeah, Amber or Melissa, I can show you. I took screenshots of it just to save them of every single, not that, just that. I took screenshots of every single picture they showed behind him because you could see the screen, about half of the TV screen. LFT, I know, is he not the cutest little kid ever? Like, oh my God. When we watched his YouTube video yesterday, you know what? Let's go over here for just a moment because I've still got it pulled up and this is really tough to hear. We're just going to watch the first 10 or 20 seconds. You did too. Yeah. Just so I could save them and try to make sense of it later. I got some for us to look at of the brushes and stuff. Okay, just a second. We're just going to do a quick little intermission. Come on now.
And yes, cameraman is here. Pepper sour white. Hey guys, and today I'm about to play some Sonic Mania. Alright, let's zoom in. And yes, cameraman is.
Hey guys, I'm about to play some Sonic Mania. Can I just say, I'm surprised that he liked Mario the best. 7th inning stretch, yeah. I'm surprised that he liked Mario the best, but I know. Mo, I would have taken him. I would have taken any of these little kids in a heartbeat and given them and just been so good to them. There's so many other people who feel that way. Hey, Connor. Hey, Marcus. Tess. Hold on. Let me see. I think it is because you can see the red switch in it, but that's just my guess. Okay, so then we go on to witness number 4, El Paso County Sheriff Nicholas B. is all I could get from his name. Let me tell y'all, I know I stream the phone calls, but if you want to know somewhere good to watch, Icked Mail. Icked Mail is the best place to watch this because he zooms in and makes everybody so he has a window of just Letecia where he makes her bigger so you can kind of watch her facial expressions and stuff. Then he does the same thing with a couple people, so it's so much easier to see everything. Thank you, Love Wins. I appreciate that so much. I watched him in the afternoon after you. Yeah, that was so much better, I think, because I could actually better than when I do it because you can see better. But anyway, so the first thing with Nicholas B. they get into is Gannon's toothbrush, and that was for DNA purposes. And, he brings out the toothbrush and that kind of thing. Then they get into the scrub brushes. This is where I have those pictures. So let me show y'all. And you can see, okay. These are the pictures. I did not put the picture that had Gannon in it in here. But this was one of the pictures behind him of the blanket that was found with him. And this was something else. But yeah. And then it was a patrol deputy. I was saving that for. Oh, but look, this will show you what I mean about Icked Mail. You see how he blows up Letecia right here and makes her a little bit bigger, and then he has we could see that with the other witnesses today. So here are the scrub brushes, and they get into this. Okay, now this was so interesting. We knew they found scrub brushes from the beginning. This was in the affidavit. I've got the affidavit printed out in an old book bag in storage from 2 years ago reading it. But I remember this was one of the things that was evidence that led to Letecia doing this. So they found the scrub brushes in the dishwasher, and they had fibers in them and Gannon's DNA. So they knew that, it was used to clean up Gannon's blood and on what carpet. Today, we found out that Al is the one who pointed out the scrub brushes to the detectives. And that really interests me. Now, here's some of the scrub brushes. It's a little harder to see. But look here, you can see the bristles. You see that? They were looking at close-ups of the brushes because you could see the fiber in it still. I think it's right there. It's harder for us to see because we're just getting half of the picture. That had the scissors in it. That was scissors. There's more with the bristles. If you really look, you can see these blue bristles and the white bristles. And there's a red, fiber right there, or something red, like a string. What was this? Oh, okay. This is how Letecia looked as they were describing, when that cop was describing, or not the cop, the bridge inspector was describing finding Gannon. This is what she was doing. Imagine that. She didn't want to look. Wow. I would love to just hold her fucking face with both my hands on the side of her cheeks and hold her head straight up and make her ass. Hey, crazy mama. Okay. Law and Crime could not see the picture. You're welcome, Maria. Yeah. So yeah, those things were found in the dishwasher, and Al is the one who found them. I'll hold her eyelids open for you. Thank you, Blue Petunias. and make her listen to those calls. Yep. Sweet and Sleuthy, you know what, girl? It's me, you, and everybody else, because there are so many people who have been saying that. Literally, they despise this woman. Hey, Lame, welcome. Thank you for being here. Not looking shouldn't be an option. Hey, Angie, I'm a bonus mom of 3 amazing little girls, and I would never imagine not loving them as my own. Some people are just evil. Hey, U.S. Galucci. Yep, hiding in the corner. Hey, House Huddle. Okay. Let's continue. Then we, okay, this was so cool, like, and interesting, but also good. That after each witness, before they get down, the jurors have the opportunity to ask questions. But we don't get to hear what they ask. It's written down. But today we did, I think, get to hear some of it, and I'll talk to you guys about that in a second. We haven't quite got there. I'm going in order through the notes as things happen. But yeah, they get the opportunity to ask questions. There was a vinegar bottle that had been mentioned, an empty vinegar bottle that was taken out of the trash. At one point, she was sitting there twirling her damn hair, you guys. I'm not joking. Ew, I get Tourette's when I talk out loud about this evil monster. Girl, that's funny, but yeah, me too. I'm no different. I get super angry. Yeah, but she was twirling her hair. They talk about the DNA, the buccal swabs. Do you know that her lawyer literally got up there and had the nerve to say, "Did you witness them swabbing Gannon's mom and dad?" I mean, I get it. He's doing his job, but Bismo Funyuns. Ooh, I like your name and picture. I wish the punishment for this evil woman was being tossed in a wood chipper feet first. Immunity. Oh my God, that immunity. Oh. She was even smiling and laughing at one point. So then we get on to witness number 5, and I think the whole point of him being there is about the body cams. About the day Gannon went missing. Well, it's about, everything, but there's one main thing with him, and that is his body cam footage. So they are showing when she reports Gannon missing that day and the police show up to search, he's wearing a body cam, and they start showing that. I was going to record it all for us, but there are so many glitches in it. You really can't understand a lot. And I wasn't going to do it. But something that's pointed out about this body cam footage is really interesting. They point out boxes in the storage room, and they're asking, did you move these boxes? Now you can see them in the picture behind him, and I did get screenshots, but I didn't upload them. But then they ask if there was a suitcase over there. So we had heard previously that Gannon was likely in the vehicle when the police came, but now I'm wondering if he was in the storage room. Yeah. And at that point, there's no cross-examination for the first time. And then the judge, and I think at this moment, the judge is asking this question. The judge says, question, when you searched under the beds, was there any unusual odor? And the officer said no. And then the judge says, was there a large suitcase? And then he says they were asking. So I assume he was clarifying the juror's question, but I don't know. I've never in my life seen prosecution do it, then the defense, and then you have your redirect, and then the judge gets to ask questions. Oh, then the jury, then the judge. It's kind of crazy, but then the defense does follow-up questions with unusual smells. Now, this might actually help her. He did one question. Speaking of unusual smells, when you were looking under the bed, did you smell any cleaning stuff? And he said no. But to me, that doesn't mean anything. She cleaned with vinegar, and she was Googling for searches about like smoke and how to get rid of the smell, like, you know, the smell of smoke. Hi, insignificant one. Hey, objection overruled. So that was it today. I'm sorry if somebody has already asked this question, but will we be able to see the body cam footage after the trial, like the Watts case? Beverly, yes. Now, I don't know how that's going to happen. It could happen. One, we could see it in a day or two from the local news doing a FOIA. I guarantee you, I thought about requesting it, but I would say as soon as it was played in the courtroom, the news went and did a request for it. One of two things will happen. They'll either say, okay, it's already been used and might give it to him now, or they might wait till after the trial. But yes, I'm sure his shock and panic was preventing him from experiencing his normal sensations or senses. Well, I'm talking about, no, this was the cop who was there, who came to the house when she first called 911, and he didn't smell anything. Now, the cop who found Gannon said he smelled a lot. Can you show a screenshot of body cam with the suitcase by any chance? Let me see. Hold on. Because I think I took one, but I just didn't upload it. Yeah, I did. Okay. This officer is looking behind him with what looks like a suitcase on the ground. Did you catch the comment she said about his clothes? Something about fancy. Love wins? No, I didn't. Yes, Elle, her daughter is testifying for the state, but, well, possibly. She's on the state's list. She's also on the defense list. But the prosecutor said if anybody would know Letecia's state of mind, her daughter would. So here is the suitcase. Was this it? No, it's still loading, I think. Yeah, this was just me saving that he was El Paso County Sheriff Patrol Deputy at the time. It's about to go through. It makes you so thirsty sitting here talking like this, talking. The cop must feel so bad. He was there and most likely saw the suitcase he was in. It's not his fault, but still, I would feel horrible. Thank you, Yvette. All right, here it is. So this is when the body cam is on. And what I think is this a suitcase in the storage room. Do you see it? That's all you can see of it in the courtroom. So, but right here, or it could be a storage container, which it looks like both. But this is like the only screenshot I took because the rest of the containers were not green. So I don't know. Oh, thank you, Eris. I swear I love the judge's voice. I would have had him read me a bedtime story. It's like ASMR. I'm about to burn the dress we have the same of. It looks like a suitcase to me too. Or I guess I could see not a Foot Locker necessarily like U.S. Gallucci sees, but maybe like a tote that's popped open on one side. But it's interesting how it's also open on the side. So I don't know. Hey, Jin Lu. Good to see you. Ow. Oh, ow. I just got my butt pinched in this chair. It hurts so bad. Okay. Time to stretch. Rubbermaid tote, Sean says. I think it's a tote, Jordan says. Well, anyways, you can see like the other boxes and things. I think there's like an orange one, and it's just things piled up. if you go back to the very last witness, you can see the body cam footage. But this is the area where they're talking about a suitcase being, anyways, the storage room. So that was that for today. It was tough, you guys, but it's important. Every single part of this is important. So I'm glad that we're hearing it. And I am planning on, I would never ever report on something I haven't watched anyways. I've seen, it's very frustrating to be a creator and see other creators that like cover a case and either don't research at all or I don't know, just don't know the details. And I will never do that. We owe you guys way more than that. That's not right, So Jin Lu, wait a minute. They did have a smell. Oh, the no smell in the house. And I think it's a suitcase. Okay. Would he smell already that fast? Like the very same day? Because when the officer said no smell, that was the very same day. So I wonder if he would even smell anything that fast, would he? And then when he found him, that officer did smell. But oh, thank you, Eris. That's very sweet. It is annoying. It's very frustrating. Even some like pretty decent sized ones, No, it's not. It's not respectable. At least know what you're talking about. Thank you, Wondering Sub. That blue thing, it looks exactly like my husband's back wedge cushion when it's folded in half. Huh, that's interesting. Not to a human, but a dog would smell it. Okay. Oh, Jordan, 3. Well, I think they came like 6 or 7, and he was killed when at the same time Lena was coming in from school, like say 3 o'clock. The exact times are out there because they've used the security system in the house to detail when windows and doors open, when she went up and down the steps and that stuff. So they know exactly. Hey, Roxanne. No, lame. She did not use the rental car to drive to Florida, but she did add a bunch of miles to it all around up there. And that's a whole interesting little rabbit hole we could go down at some point. She cleaned with vinegar and baking soda. There would not be any smell. Where did that go? Vinegar gets rid of odors. But would you smell the vinegar? Oh, thank you, Pizza Chemist. Thank you. See, but she used a buttload of vinegar, and that's a strong odor. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But she did do research on how to get rid of smoke smell in your house. So maybe I don't know, maybe there was some way she super ventilated it or something. What did I say, Princess Megan Elsa? I don't even know what I said. The vinegar disappears smell-wise. Ooh, not after it dries, you don't smell vinegar. Love wins, yes. Every Thursday, court is closed. Hey, Steph, if I didn't say hello. And hey, Candace. That's crazy. Vinegar is a great neutralizer, not after 15 minutes. I didn't know that it didn't linger. Kind of like weed. Like cigarette smoke lingers, but pot doesn't. Jen, are you going to start streaming the trial? Because I only stream the phone calls to have them recorded here. I'm not streaming it, but I've been watching on Mail, but I would love to watch you stream it. And then you're thinking tomorrow night for a recap. That will be great. Where did the coconut smell come from? I'm not sure, Yvette. Like a recap of the whole week I've been watching just got all settled. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Care, it is. It's for tie-dye because I do make and sell tie-dye. I just haven't been doing a ton of it lately. But so don't be alarmed at the email. Oh, no, I put it in there wrong. It's rip your heart out and DYE@gmail. The second one is right. She thought she'd get away with it. Well, not today. Yeah, Friday you'll stream. Awesome. So I'll watch there because I like to be able to watch and talk to you guys, not like a huge chat. But Jen, Icked has been doing this. Let me show you. So you can do this. And there's my email, you guys, on the screen. He's been streaming it and taking the windows and making them bigger. So like right here, he's made this witness window super big so we could see the picture on the screen. But he's also made Letecia into an extra window and made it big. Do you know how to do that? Because that was really awesome. If not, we'll still watch over there. But yeah. So yeah, no court on Thursdays. And I'll see you guys Friday for a recap on this. And maybe tomorrow we'll touch base on what's happened this week with Lori Vallow or something like that. And I'm going to be planning this show on Real Talk that hopefully we can do Saturday, maybe. So yeah, thank you guys for being here with me. It was a lot to go through. It's been a lot. It's been 3 days, but it has been so exhausting. I'm just like, oh my God, like, oh, just deep breaths. But yeah, I really do appreciate you guys so much. You means the world to me, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Oh, CDT, that's okay. That happens. Hey, Mystic, thank you. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys, and thank you for being here. And I can't wait for our next little bit of information. All right, have a good night. Bye. Weave lingers. No way love wins. I don't know about that, but we agree to disagree. All right, what the hell was that? Did y'all hear that? I'm outside, and that sounded like not good. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I didn't know she was streaming it, Elizabeth. I think he uses Streamlabs. Well, he does use Streamlabs. But I wonder if it's an option in the WebEx. Because you do have options that, yeah, I don't have a cat, Jen. That was weird. But yeah, on WebEx, you do have an option to hide any windows without picture. So maybe that's it. I don't know. But all right, you guys, I will see you tomorrow. Where's it at, Brandy? Your message, because I'll make sure to find it. I know, and someone told me to check my Instagram, and I didn't have anything, but I wonder if it's on the other Instagram, because I have the tie-dye ones and this one, a river cat. LFT, don't you tell me that now. That was totally a cat. I don't have a cat. If you want a cat, Elizabeth can hook you up. I love my old cat, but she got lost. But okay. Yeah, love you guys. See you soon. About the t-shirts. Where was it, Brandy? I'll make sure to find it. It could be, is it on my email, on an Instagram, or on here somewhere? Do you always take? Yeah, I take orders anytime, and I'll make anything you want. And I also have some things made too right now. And I have the 2 shirts on my community post the other day. I think one was a Johnny Cash and Steal Your Face, a Grateful Dead shirt. And then I have 2 that are just going to be like, there's no logo on it. There's 4 that I'm getting ready to finish. Okay, Brandy. Yeah, I would love that. Okay, I'll go back and look. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for being here and putting up with my craziness. And yeah, go watch something that is not freaking Letecia before you go to sleep, because Lord knows we don't want to dream about her ass. All right. We love you, Modine. I love all you guys. Have a great night. Bye.